Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Walmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today and all this week we've been looking at Greatest Journey, which is a lovely stamp set and die. You've got some great sentiments, you've got some florals, you've got some trees, and the dies, they are really quite fun. So you've got all of the backgrounds for all of these, for the flowers and for the trees, and you've also got lovely silhouettes. We've done quite a bit with them, but you've got silhouettes of mountain bikers or motorbikers, runners, hikers, you've got tents, you've got clouds, you've got all sorts of things, and you've got this lovely little die. And this little die you can use for sort of little bits of foliage and things. It looks like that. Let's put it down like that. So that's what it looks like. And that's the one that I've been using today. So it's in the Greatest Journey dies. For me, it was worth getting the stamp set and the dies because I knew that I would use it lots. My rule of thumb is that if I see a stamp set and a die collection, if I can use it for at least 5 different things, I will get it. If I can only use it for one thing and I go, oh, I just like the sentiment, you belong among the stars, there's no point getting the whole set and the dies if you just want it for a sentiment, in my opinion. So we have, what I've done is, you can probably see that this, as it's quite small, now you can put it onto our foam backs, and our foam sheets or our sticky sheets. What I have done is to get the, or you can cut dimensionals to go on the back, but you'd have to cut really fine little tiny strips, and because it's so delicate it doesn't work very well. So what I have done is I have cut out several of these pieces. So I've cut it in the cardstock that I want to use, the colours, and then I've cut another 2 in stiffened cardstock, so heavier weight. It can be the back of our packaging, it can be anything that you don't necessarily want to use, and then all I do is I just add a little bit of wet glue on the back because it's easy to direction with the little nozzle on this, put it down and then pop it in on here. Now to line it up, what I tend to do is to line the base up first, so where the stalk is, and then put the other pieces in because it's quite small, and then you've got almost like the dimension on there, you've got the extra height. So I have done this quite a few times because I wanted to make something with them. Again, great way of using little tiny scraps. So I've got some blue ones, I've got some lighter green, I've got some soft succulent, which is in on this one. I've got another shade of green, I think it's probably old olive. Literally, I don't throw any of my scraps away, as you know, so it's a great way of using up just little tiny pieces of scrap. So I've got that one, and I've got, where did that one go with there? Appear to only have 2 of those instead of 3, but that doesn't matter, that'll work with what we're doing. So I'm going to do a excuse me, I'm going to do a square card. So this one measures 5 3/4, well no, just under 6 inches, and I've just done a mat which is 1/4 inch. As you know, I never waste anything, so I've cut the centre out of it, and we're going to put this piece in on top like that. So that gives us our base part. So I'm going to glue that down first. So let me just get this. As I said, I try to be as creative as I can to make sure that I don't waste anything. I think it's very easy to just use the whole of your cardstock and to then go, I'm always having to buy new cardstock. If you use your pieces frugally and cut things out of the centre, when you put your card over the top, you can't see anything inside at all. So you'll have to excuse my voice. I haven't, but let me see if I've got some coffee in here. No, I haven't. I was going to get a drink of water. I haven't done any talking today. So when I start talking, sometimes my voice is a little croaky. Right, so we're going to put this in on here, and that's going to come in like that, and then that gives us our border. So as you can see, you can't see the piece underneath at all, and it gives you that mat. I have then taken from the stamp set, and I've stamped it out in the soft succulent with ink and with the mount. And this is from The Greatest Journey, and it is, this moment is the start of something great. So I thought that that would work, and we'd put that in the centre. Now, when you say this is I always think that it's a bit of a strange, this moment is the start of something great. But I thought that I would make this a spring card. So, if you think of the, the start of spring is the beginning of the new growth for the year. So we have, all of the spring flowers coming out. We've got all of the trees will start to come into blossom. And we are exceptionally late this year. Had quite, particularly in the south of England where I am, we've had not particularly good weather. So it's been very cold and it's been very wet, and everything has just taken a while longer. So, when spring comes, it's the start of something great. It's the start of the rest of the year, when hopefully we're going to have, lots of sunshine, new growth, little lambs and things being born. It's a lovely time of year. I love spring because I know that summer is just on its way. I'm off camera here because I'm just taking all of these little pieces off. These are the ones that I was given. So I was given a whole pile of dimensionals. So I'm using those up, which makes sense. As you know, we do lovely hexagonal dimensionals, which are very good, but I can use these ones equally as well. So this is going to come in on the centre, or as near to the centre like that. So you've got a bit of dimension on there, so you've got a bit of layer going on. Now we're going to take these and we're going to put them round as if they are a wreath, because I love the look of them. So I'm going to start with, because I've got the soft succulent, I'm going to do it with, and I've built up, this is 3 layers in thickness. So you've got quite a nice layer to build up. And I'm going to start down on here. Now, I never press it down too much because I want to have it tucked in underneath. So if I just rest it down, I can then tuck it underneath before it gets overly stuck down, because then you'll have difficulty in sticking it down. So I want that going that way, and it's going to come all the way round. So I'm going to put the other one down on the bottom here. Now I'm doing it, so turning it round so I can get it the distance well, because we're sticking this. So I'm just going to put that again down at about there, but not overly stick it down. So that gives me my pieces on there. And then down on the side here, I'm going to put a green one. Like that. They're quite stiff with the layers on them, so they will stand quite proud. But as I say, I'm not sticking them down yet because I want to tuck the other pieces in, but I want to make sure that my distances are how I want them. So if you don't position your 4 quarters, you'll find it sometimes quite difficult to work round. So I need to make sure that that's coming around there, and then that's going to come in like that. Okay, so that gives us our 4 quarters that we can move around a bit if we want to, but then I need to take different colours. So I'm going to have the blue coming in here. So let's have a blue coming in on here like that. And I can turn it so that it just comes in like that on here. I don't want that to come up in on here, so that's going to come to there. And then we'll have this colour, I think, going down on here. And we can have this one just tucked in underneath like that. Okay, so that's my first 3. They can then be stuck down. Then I'm going to take it round to here, and I'm going to take another green one. So I've just realised I've got 11 instead of 12, so I'm going to have to eke one out a little bit. So let's put this one in like that, on that way. And then I'm going to slide this one up a bit to there. So that can come round like that. Then I can take the second blue one. So you can spread them around a little bit. You just want to have them positioned so that they are, you've got a good section on there. That can come in underneath like that. Just tuck this one up a little bit to there, and then we can take the pale one in, can go in on here, which can go in on there like that. Then I'm coming back up to here, so I'm turning it round as I go. I'm going to have that blue one in here. Just go in underneath like that. Just tick it in so it goes under there, and then this last one can go up in on here. Now you can add more if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I just wanted to have enough to go round so that it looked quite pretty and also stood in quite nicely. So I can tuck that round a bit on here. And then we can stick all of those pieces down, because we've now got them where we want them. And like everything, I always turn around and say, take it over to the other side, and then you can give it a good rub on there. And you're not, particularly when it's quite delicate, you're then not rubbing the pieces down. So we've now got that on there. And what I've also done is, so this moment is the start of something great. I have taken out, and I can't remember how many words I've done, but I've done the word spring. So I want to put some spring around it. So I can take it down where it's like that. And like that, and then we'll have one like that, I think. Okay, and then I have got 6 actually, but I'm not. And then do you remember us doing the little blue tit? I'm going to put the little blue tit down at the bottom there to just add and make up some little bits, and that I think is going to work beautifully. I want to put that down with dimensionals. So let's add some dimensionals to this little robin. One on there. And I think I'm going to have to cut some little tiny pieces. So I can just take it on some of these little bits on here, as I want to have a little bit where the flower is at the top. Whoops. And we'll have this little bit where the tail is in on there. And that I think should be about right. Not to over egg it like that. So that's going to go in on here, down on the bottom, which gives us that little bit of, there we go, gives us that little bit of you know, colour coming through. And then I want, as I say, the word spring, and I'm not mounting them, because I don't want them to be mounted. I just want them to be literally just coming down and sort of almost tucking in places. So we'll have one down like that. We'll have this one across at this angle. And what I can do is to put a bit of dimensional on there if I need to, but I don't think so. I think it'll just stick where it should do, because it's literally just on one layer of cardstock, so it can then just come in and come across. But I just wanted it to give that look of spring. Whoops, cut that off in like that, and then this one's going to come just a little bit further, different angles and things, so it's not too uniform. So that one can go in on that angle like that. Okay, and then we can just add some twinklies on there as well if we wanted to. I might just leave it like that. I might just add in the center of each one of these just some twinklies, but one little die and the sentiment, I've made a totally different card, The Greatest Journey, with these lovely, just that one little piece, and obviously it sticks up nicely because you've got all of the built it up with the little layers. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.